Hey, what's going on, guys? So, General's Best here with the showdown, the two top dogs as far as tablets out there, the Apple iPad versus the Motorola Xoom. And this showdown, we're going to go over a few categories and help you make a decision about which tablet may be the best fit for you. Let's go and first take a look at the hardware of these devices, starting with the Motorola Xoom. Now, the Motorola Xoom features a 10.1-inch screen on the front, which has a resolution of 1280 by 800, meaning if you're going to be playing movies back on this device, a widescreen movie will take up the whole screen. You're not going to have the black bars on the top of the bottom. Also on the front, you'll find a front-facing camera, which shoots VGA video, and also on the back, you'll find a 5-megapixel camera that shoots HD video, along with dual LED flash. And also the speakers are placed on the back of the device, which I don't like too much because if you lay this device flat on a surface, the sound can sound a little bit muffled there. On the bottom of the device, you'll find HDMI out, so you can plug this up to your TV and play back photos or playback HD movies that you shot with the tablet itself. On the left hand side of the device, when it's in landscape mode, you'll find the volume buttons, and also at the top of the device is again in landscape mode, you'll find the headphone jack, which is kind of a weird placement. If you are going to be watching movies in landscape mode, the headphone cord is going to have to either wrap around on the bottom of the device or on the front. It's just kind of weird. And also on the top of the device, you do have a SIM card slot, which it says is going to be slated for use for 4G. Now, so the device itself is pretty light and not heavy at all. I like the back of it. It feels a little bit of a nice little grip on the back, so when you're holding it, it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out your hand. Now, let's go and take a look at the iPad, which features a 9.7-inch screen, and that one has a resolution of 1024 by 768. So when you are going to be watching movies back on this device, you will get the black bars at the top and bottom. When you're holding it in portrait mode, the volume button is on the right-hand side, plus with a mute and on-off switch or a rotation lock or orientation lock switch. At the top of the device, you'll find the power button and also the headphone jack as well. Again, that's in portrait mode, though. On the bottom device, you'll find the speaker. So generally, for feature-wise, the Motorola Xoom does beat the iPad as far as the HDMI out and the cameras. Just really killer features for that device. Now, talking about speed, the iPad features a 1 gigahertz Apple A4 custom processor there, where the Motorola Xoom features a dual-core 1 gigahertz processor. So it is, in theory, it should be a faster machine itself. Also features more RAM, but in theory, we're going to see how that actually works when we actually take a look at the OS. And on that note, let's go to take a look at some of the key features of these two different types of OSs out here, iOS and Android, that may be better suited for you. Let's first look at video chat capabilities. Now, the Motorola Xoom, since it does have a front and rear facing camera, you can use Google Talk with this to talk with anybody with a Gmail account. So if they're on their desktop computer and with the browser, they can call you, initiate a video or voice call, and you can go and talk to each other. And it works very smooth, really no lag at all. Picture could be a little bit better, but hey, I mean, for what it is on a tablet, especially if you're going to be using 3G, it works just fine. So I love that. And the iPad having no cameras, you can't really do video chat. Now, you can do a one-way video chat in some applications to send the video to the iPad, but the iPad's not going to be able to communicate back, and then we'll probably have to wait to the iPad 2 for that. Now, customization, the Android honeycomb on the Motorola Xoom just blows out customizations on the iPad. Again, like I talked about before, you can add different widgets to it. You can customize and move all the applications around like you want. You have more wallpaper features, so just changing a standard wallpaper, and you can add a live wallpaper to add a moving wallpaper to it. You can really customize the keyboard, add different keyboards to it. It's just, I mean, Android is customization, where iOS is kind of limited. You can change the wallpaper, that's about it. You can add folders. But as far as getting any deeper to making it your own personal machine, the iPad is going to be lacking behind the Motorola Xoom. Okay, let's go ahead and look at browsers real quick. So we have mobile Safari that's on the iPad and Google Chrome that's on the Motorola Xoom. And in my speed test here, loading up a few different websites, Google Chrome on the Motorola Xoom was faster than Safari on the iPad. So that's something to consider. And also, currently, the Motorola Xoom does not have Flash. It does not support Flash right now. But Adobe and Motorola said the Flash is going to be coming in a few weeks. So that's something to look forward to for people who really need to use Flash. And also, I like Google Chrome's browser more because they have tab management there. It has a little bit more features than what mobile Safari offers, just a really bare bones web browser on the iPad. And let's take a look at multitasking, which is a very critical feature on tablets. On the Apple iPad, it'll allow you to see all your applications open if you double tap on the home button. You'll be able to see all the open applications. You can simply tap and X them out any application that you want to close. Tap on the application and it'll open it up for you and go straight into it. And also from that same pane, you can adjust the brightness and the volume and also the audio playback if you're playing any music on your iPad. And this makes for a very good battery management, since it freezes the applications in state so they're just not running fully in the background. Now the Motorola Xoom and Android Honeycomb, the multitasking, if you press the multitasking button and bring up just the last 5 applications on the left hand side. But the good thing is it does show you thumbnails, so you know exactly what's going on in those applications before you actually open them up. And also, for generally, I mean, the battery does drain a little bit more on the Motorola Xoom versus the iPad, depending on seeing how the different multitasking works. But they both have good features. The Motorola Xoom allows you to see thumbnails, but only shows you the last 5. With the Apple iPad, shows you all of them, but you can't really see what those applications are doing before you actually click into them. And it's getting to probably the most important category, at least to me, is applications. The iPad, you have thousands upon thousands of tablet-ready applications that are made specifically for the iPad to take advantage of the bigger screen and the better power as far as processors and RAM over in the iPhone. But also you can run iPhone-specific applications on the iPad to just be a little bit magnified there. Now, the Motorola Xoom, I went into the marketplace and I was actually shocked when I only saw about 12 applications that are actually tablet-ready applications in the Android marketplace, which has a lot of applications as far as mobile applications and cell phones. But I was pretty shocked it only had 12. Now, you can do the same thing you can do on the iPad and run mobile applications on the Motorola Xoom, but it's just not the same feeling, and these applications need to be designed for it. So this is really, really lacking and really far behind the iPad in this category. Let's talk about prices for these devices and see how much you're going to be having to come out of pocket to buy one of these tablets. Now, the iPad has multiple versions, but the lowest version is a $499 version that's 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi only. Now, the Motorola Xoom only has one version right now. It's going to be having more versions come soon, but it only has one version right now, which is a 32 gigabyte Wi-Fi and 3G version that is upgradable to 4G, but it's not available yet. You're going to have to send it in for a week, yada, yada, yada. And this is $800. Now, with the Motorola Xoom, you also is mandatory that you get at least 1 month data plan with Verizon, no matter if you want it or not. In order for them to sell you the device, you have to get that data plan, and the lowest plan you can get is $20. Hold on, Soldier. I'm going to let you finish in 1 second. But anyway, Verizon and Motorola today just announced the day of the launch that you no longer need to do this. Now, this is, of course, after I already got my Motorola Xoom here, but you no longer need to get a data plan in order to walk out the store with an unsubsidized full-price Motorola Xoom at $800. So that's good news. So you're looking at out the door $820 for the Motorola Xoom, and for a similar iPad, so you can get a 32 gigabyte Wi-Fi and 3G iPad, you're looking at about $730. So you're looking at almost $90 difference between these two tablets as far as those two specs. Now, the Motorola Xoom does have faster processor and stuff, but again, for just a general consumer out there, that is a big gap in price difference there. So that's something you're going to have to take in consideration. A couple categories real quick here. As far as notification systems between the two tablets, the Motorola Xoom does win in that category because their system is non-intrusive but very useful. Everything pops up on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen very nicely. But also the iPad kills the Motorola Xoom as far as gaming and multimedia. Having iPad-specific applications like Netflix and Hulu, plus a big library of games like Infinity Blade and Rage that really push games on the mobile platform, the iPad hands down wins as far as entertainment. Okay, so where do we stand with these two devices? Which one's going to be the best fit for you? I have to say the Motorola Xoom is a really good device if you're looking to replace the core features of your laptop or netbook that you're carrying around. You want something lighter and a little bit smaller you can throw in the bag with you, but also does very good email, very good browsing, better multitasking, and better overall customization than what the iPad offers. Now, for those looking at the iPad, you're looking at a very good all-around multimedia machine. Now, it does multitasking, it does browsing, it does those well, just not better than the Motorola Xoom, but where it shines is that it's applications and software development, which makes it a brand new device almost every day, with new applications being updated in the App Store on a daily basis, where I'm really saddened to see that the Motorola Xoom and Android 3.0 only has 12 truly tablet-ready applications as far as what I can see in the marketplace there. And so also, too, a big player in this is going to be priced $820 out the door for the Motorola Xoom. The iPad, depending on what you want, you can get it as low as $500. And again, we got to keep in consideration that the iPad is a 1-year device removed, which still puts up a very good fight. It still shines on a lot of different levels, and the iPad 2 is right around the corner. So, but ultimately, those are my things about what you may like about these two devices. But ultimately, you're going to have to decide, iOS or Android, really. That's the big deciding factor. And I can't tell you which one to like. Both of them are very good OSs. You're going to have to make that decision for yourself. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, watching this video. Hopefully, you learned a little bit. Hopefully, you like this video. Leave a comment down below about what I may have missed in the video you may want me to do in a part 2, or just give you a general opinion about what you think about these two tablets in general. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.